Hi, it's Babs. Happy Friday wherever you are. I hope this sparks a little joy and a little thoughtfulness. This week I had a conversation with a fellow senior traveler. We'd both done it, let go of almost everything we owned. We had moved, downsized, reimagined what quote-unquote home meant. And still, we couldn't understand why it's so hard for so many people. We weren't talking about minimalism. We were talking about freedom. About preparing for the inevitable, about not leaving behind a mess. Why do so many people refuse to have this conversation? Why do we pretend we'll live forever when we all know we won't? Here's the truth that no one wants to say. Your legacy isn't just what you leave, it's how you leave it. A friend recently had to move both parents out of the family home. One had Alzheimer's and one was aging very rapidly. It was overwhelming. No conversations had been had, no prep work, no sorting. The entire burden fell on the adult children in the middle of grief and medical decisions. I've heard so many stories like that. And yet we can do this differently if we choose, because we have choices. Another friend shared that they moved from a 1,200 square foot condo to a 900 square foot condo and eventually into 400 square feet for two adults. It took time, but they made intentional choices step by step. And when the time came to make the final move, they were ready. Someone else I know toured a senior residence with her son. She's not ready yet, but knowing it's there gave her peace. That's clarity. That's self-respect. And once on a cruise, I met a couple who spent 9 months of the year at sea. They had a permanent home, sure, but they had released their attachment to it. They were free, celebrated, and completely in charge of their lives. So why don't we all do this? Why are we still clinging to boxes, junk drawers, and decades of stuff we haven't touched in years? Some believe that talking about death brings it closer, but not talking about it won't keep it away. We have fewer years ahead than behind, and the people we love shouldn't have to wade through the clutter to find our memory. Let me say this gently but clearly. You are allowed to get your house in order. You are allowed to have a when I go file or notebook. You are allowed to have this conversation. And yes, you are allowed to live lighter. You don't have to do it all at once, but you do have to start. Start with one drawer, one closet, one honest conversation, one organized document, one item given away with love. This isn't about dying. It's about living well until the end. And if you're looking for support, check out resources like Death Cafes. It's a space for honest, unfiltered conversations in real life or online about what comes next. There's a link below in the description. Because in the end, reinvention does retire. We don't live forever. But we can choose to leave behind peace instead of a burden. So tell me, what's one thing, physical or emotional, you're ready to release? Not to make room for more stuff, but to make room for more life. Wherever you are, keep going. And I hope you have a thoughtful weekend ahead.